You know that feeling, that steady thump-thump in your chest? Ever wonder what's really happening in that split second? Well, we're going to pull back the curtain on that incredible process, the cardiac cycle, and take a trip through a single heartbeat. So, get this, 72. That's about how many times your heart beats every minute when you're just chilling out. It's this super reliable rhythm, right? So much so that we kind of take it for granted. But every single one of those beats, it's like a tiny, perfect masterpiece of engineering happening inside you. Think about it. Your heart's going to do that over 100,000 times today. Which brings us to the big question. What is a heartbeat anyway? What's actually going on? Well, the answer is this amazing, perfectly timed dance called the cardiac cycle, and we're going to break it all down. Okay, so when you think of a heartbeat, you probably think of a big, powerful squeeze, right? Like, bam! But here's the crazy part. The whole cycle actually kicks off in a moment of total calm. It's all about filling up the chambers, kind of like filling the engine with gas before you hit the ignition. And the technical term for this chill-out phase is diastole. The easiest way to remember it is to think dilate or relax. It's that moment the heart muscle just lets go. It's not squeezing, it's just opening up, letting the blood flow in. This is the quiet before the storm, the prep work for all the action. To get even more specific, the cycle starts in what's called joint diastole. And joint here just means everyone's on the same page. All four chambers of the heart, the two up top and the two on the bottom, are all relaxed at the exact same time. And check out how this is all set up. It's brilliant. Imagine the heart is a two-story house, right? During this phase, the doors between the top floor and the bottom floor, those are the tricuspid and bicuspid valves, they're just wide open. Blood is just passively flowing down into the big lower chambers. But the main exit doors of the house, the semilunar valves, yeah, those are shut tight. Nothing's leaving just yet. All right, so the chambers are filling up nicely. Now it's time for the action. We're moving from that calm, quiet phase into the squeeze. This is where the engine really fires up and turns into a powerful two-part pump. And the name for this big squeeze is systole. It's the total opposite of diastole. If diastole is relaxing, systole is contracting. This is the get-to-work phase, where the muscle squeezes down hard to push the blood out. So, super simple. Diastole is for filling, systole is for pumping. Got it? But here's the thing. It's not just one giant squeeze. No, it's this perfectly timed two-stage process. First, you get a little contraction from the smaller chambers up top, the atria. Then, just a split second later, bam! The big, powerful lower chambers, the ventricles, give it the main squeeze. So what gets this whole party started? A tiny electrical signal. Your heart has its own built-in pacemaker, called the SAN, and it fires off a little spark. That electrical wave just washes over the upper chambers, telling them, okay guys, time to squeeze, and they contract all at once. And check out what that first little squeeze does. The ventricles down below, they were already pretty full just from gravity, that passive flow. But this first squeeze from the atria, it's like a primer. It forces in about 30% more blood, just topping off the tank to make sure the next big pump is as powerful as it can possibly be. Okay, so that electrical signal doesn't just stop after it hits the atria. Nope, it travels down these special pathways to get to the ventricles. And when it gets there, that's when the main event happens. It triggers this huge, perfectly coordinated squeeze of those big lower muscles. This is the real powerhouse of the heartbeat. Now, this massive squeeze creates a ton of pressure, and that pressure is what works the heart's one-way doors. The pressure slams the entry doors shut, the ones the blood just came through, to make sure nothing leaks backward. Snap. And at the exact same moment, that pressure forces the exit doors wide open so blood can rush out to the rest of the body. So, we've walked through the mechanics, right? Relax and fill, little squeeze, big squeeze. It's a really elegant system. But what does all that actually do? Let's put some numbers on this and see just how much power is packed into one single beat. First off, let's talk about speed. That whole sequence we just described, the relaxing, the filling, the two squeezes, the valve snapping open and shut, all of that happens in about 0.8 seconds. Less than a second. It's this incredibly complex dance that's over before you can even snap your fingers. Okay, what about output? With every one of those big squeezes, each ventricle pushes out about 70 milliliters of blood. To give you an idea, that's about the same as a double shot of espresso. And this measurement has a name. It's called stroke volume. It's basically how much work one beat gets done. And this is where it gets really cool. If you take that stroke volume, the 70 milliliters per beat, and you multiply it by your heart rate, the number of beats per minute, you get the heart's total performance. We call that cardiac output. And the final number is just mind-blowing. 70 mLs times about 72 beats a minute, that comes out to roughly 5,000 milliliters, or 5 liters. Your heart pumps 5 liters of blood every single minute. That is basically all the blood in your entire body circulated completely every 60 seconds. Wow. But these numbers aren't set in stone. Your body is super adaptive. It can change both how much blood it pumps per beat and how many beats per minute to meet whatever you're doing. An athlete's heart, for instance, is going to have a way higher cardiac output to get oxygen to those muscles. Your heart isn't just a ticking clock, it's a dynamic engine that responds to what you need.
Okay, so we've covered the mechanics, we've looked at the incredible numbers. Now let's bring it all home to something everyone recognizes, that classic lub-dub sound. When you listen to a heartbeat, what are you actually hearing?
Well, here's the secret. That lub-dub sound, it's not your heart muscle making noise. It's the sound of doors closing. The first sound, the lub, is the sound of those entry valves, the tricuspid and bicuspid, snapping shut. The second sound, the dub, is the sound of the exit valves, the semilunar ones, closing a moment later. So a heartbeat is literally the sound of perfect timing. So there you have it. That's the cardiac cycle in a nutshell. It's a moment of calm to let the blood in, a little squeeze to top things off, and then one big, powerful squeeze to send that blood on its journey. All of it happening in perfect harmony over and over again every 0.8 seconds for your entire life. It's just an absolutely incredible system, isn't it? And it kind of leaves you with this one last thought. If your heart is this powerful and this efficient when you're just sitting at rest, what is it truly capable of when you push it to the absolute limit? It really is a testament to the amazing engine we all have inside us.